Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We're finally here, ladies and gentlemen. We're finally at the end of our regular season, and we are ready to usher in the play-ins. This week, we're going to be mostly doing the play-ins for the Prospect Challenger and Rival League to get that stuff out of the way, as the Novice and Titan League don't have those two things. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, that was right. The Novice and Titan League don't have the plans. They go straight into playoffs. Here tonight, we have 3 matches on tap for you. We're starting off in the Prospect League. We've got the number 7 Melons going up against the number 8 Banshees. For number 2, at 8:45, we have the number 7 Blaze in the Rival League, We have the number 7 Blaze going up against the number 8 Hydra. And to round us off for the night in the Challenger League, we have the number 7 Drakes going up against the number 8 Samurai. Your boy, Psychonautic, here in the booth, ready to kick this playoff/in action off with you guys. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this for 8 to 9 weeks, and here we finally are. And joining me here in the booth for our first match of the night is my GM and confidant, B-Demon. What's up, buddy? How are you doing tonight?
Tonight I'm doing well. Got out of work. A lot of people in the United States, got hit with a big storm today, and I had to work in that all day. But, now we're here for some Rocket League. We're here for some play-in action, and I couldn't be any more excited.
Yeah, it is going to be, I think all of it's going to be a banger. And I'm not just trying to be, biased to the Nemesis Rocket League or whatever. I think that we honestly have a bunch of good play-in and playoff matches this season. It seems like most of the leagues have been really, really close all the way up into the late portion of the season. And the Melons and Banshees are definitely no exception to that. What can you tell us about? Can you tell us a little bit here, Speed Demon? I was looking through some of the reporting, and it looks like honestly both of these teams, Banshees and Melons, both had a really strong start to the season.
Yeah, both teams really did have a great start to the season. Banshees were sitting in second in their division all season, right up until the end, chasing Origin, and Melons was holding on to first in their division for right up until the last week and a half of the regular season. So, they both had potential, and just, right towards the end of the season, didn't quite go well for them. And they ended up dropping probably a little lower than they wanted and not getting a playoff spot, but now having to fight through this play-in tournament to be able to get one of those 7 or 8 seeds. Now remember, loser of this game, they're not out. They still have one more chance. But, obviously it's crucial. Win this game, you get the 2 seed. Lose, you're fighting for the possible 1 seed. So it is a big game to win here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And the winner of this match will go on to face off against the winner of match number 2. That is the Gladiators versus the Jaguars. So like you said, there's a lot on the line here. And the Melons got a lot on their plate, as they just lost one of their star players, Yukio, not too long ago. I think he had some IRL things he needed to do, so he didn't have enough time to dedicate to the league anymore. But on top of that, Melons, I believe, are coming off of a 4-loss streak in the regular season, so they really have a lot to prove here tonight, Speed.
Yeah, they really do. Like I said, leading their division for almost the whole season, and then dropping out and having that 4-match losing streak. It's going to be tough to bounce back from, but if there is one team who can do it, it would be the Melons. And, tonight's a perfect night to start doing that.
Yeah, I do not disagree with that in the slightest. But we've talked about the Melons a little bit. Let's I know I'm trying not to waste too much time here, but I just want to go over the rosters real quick for everybody, so we know who we are seeing here on the pitch. The Melons have OOS, which I pronounce Oos Midnight, who is a longtime Nemesis player and, quite frankly, a very, very solid prospect player. Icarus, I believe is how that's pronounced, and I think he's a new pickup. I'm not sure if he's available to use tonight. And Louis, who came up from the Novice League last season. Banshees, on the other hand, have Bigcdubs also coming up from the Novice League, where he was pretty much a carry for the Aeronautics novice team, Flying High, Draxus, and Vanos. Now, I'd like to point out here real quick. I'd like to point out here real quick, Speed, as we get into this game, that Bigcdubs is looking for a win here, as he didn't get to play in the playoffs last season with his novice team from the Aeronautics, the Spitfires. But what do you think, before this too much of this game gets away from us, who do you think is going to win? What's your caster prediction here tonight?
Honestly, and being a prospect player myself, having played both of these teams and seen what they've gone through, I'm definitely gonna think Banshees are gonna take this. They just seem to be able to rebound a little easier than the Melons do after coming off of a little bit of a cold streak.
We'll have to see if that is in fact right. Do you have perhaps a game number for us? Do you think that Melons are going to be able to push into a game 7, or do you think that Melons are going to end it short?
It is play-in, so we do play 5. Just a reminder for everyone, but I think it'll go 5 in the favor of the Banshees.
Oh, the plans are a best of 5. Excuse me, totally forgot that the playoffs is where the best of 7 starts, and Bigcdubs is going to start the Banshees off with their first goal of the night.
Yeah, excellent right there. You see a little bit of a miss there from iCarries, and Bigcdubs, puts it over the whole Melons defense and just able to sneak that in, giving them that 1-goal lead, which is, obviously a huge start here in the play-ins.
Huge indeed, and we'll see if Banshees are able to carry that momentum. Bigcdubs almost taking another shot on net right there, but it gets deflected to the side. Draxus keeping the pressure alive for the Banshees. The ball gets hit up. Bigcdubs going to miss his touch. The ball's left in the mid. Icarus going to send it out of the Melons defensive zone. Draxus off his own backboard to put it into the mid. Oos gets up there and gets a touch on it. Down to Bigcdubs, who's going to clear it likewise for the Banshees. As the ball floats into the mid. About 2 minutes gone now from the clock so far. Banshees still up by 1. Oh my, and Vanos going to come in and secure a second goal for the Banshees, extending their lead to 2.
Yeah, great backboard pass there by Drax. Midnight unable to get a touch and get that clear out, and unfortunately Melon's rotation's a little slow and not able to get back in time, as Vanos, just sneaks right in the middle of 2 of those defenders.
And what a shot from Vanos there, taking advantage of the backboard pass from his teammate. Banshees commanding this lead right now. Oosh trying to just get the ball cleared for the Melons so they can have a little breathing room, try and set up an offensive push. As the ball gets pushed past Icarus. Midnight's there. Icarus going to get a touch, put it back awkward, make it awkward for his team. Oosh trying to take control of it, but he gets 50. Bigcdubs also finding the 50 in front of the Melons net, being an aggressor for his team. Drax is going to go under the ball and leave it, as Bigcdubs is going to stick with it, send it, and try and send it out of the Melons corner. Oos breaking up the offensive push. Vanos trying to keep it alive as Oos is still there, still playing defensively for the Melons, and gets the ball out, gets the flip, gets the second touch, but can't do much with it. It looked like one of his teammates went a little bit too early there. 2 minutes left on the clock now as we round down to the second half of game number 1. Midnight almost pulling off a nice shot. Oosh trying to clean it up for Midnight, but the Banshees just not going to let that one through, and that was a painful dropped opportunity for the Melons there, Speed.
Yeah, it really was. Great play there. Solo play by Midnight. Not able to get the touchdown and in. And then Oos coming in with a follow and just not able to tuck it in either. But that's the start that they needed right there. Get some momentum, get good, feeling good offensively, because before that they only had 1 shot. So that was a good momentum booster for them. They just got to get there and keep it going.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to do just that, or if the Banshees are going to come back again and keep the pressure on the Melons half. It seems Oos is not interested in allowing that to happen. Icarus trying to find the shot. It goes a little bit wide. Midnight coming in for the cleanup. Only finds a demo on Bigcdubs, but no shot on net, as Vanos going to send that one out. This might be on net. It is. Midnight, though, back for a good save keeping the scoreline where it's at. 40 seconds left on the clock. Melons still need to find 2. We're losing game number 1 here in this series. Draxus trying to get it in front of the net. Bigcdubs was there to take the shot, but he misses the touch. Vanos trying to clean it up for his team. Gets the bicycle touch, but it's a little soft, and the Melons easily clear it away. Bigcdubs finds it off his own backboard, trying to get it out of his zone. He does, but Icarus waiting for him there in the midfield. Draxus takes control of the ball, gets another touch off the wall, trying to get it out of the corner, gets it past Midnight. This could be something, though. Oos going to get up and send it down before any Banshee is able to get there to it, and it looks like that is all she wrote for game number 1 here. Speed Banshees going to take the early win in this series.
Yeah, Banshees look good. Nothing to take away from them, but I think, you know, the Melons, they're right there, but unfortunately, with that new pickup that they had, I don't think they've had much time to be able to get some team chemistry going. It might be affecting them here, and I really think either Midnight or Oos needs to step up. You know, they've been in these positions before, and for being iCarry's first game on the team and it being a streamed play-in match, they definitely got to try to help calm his nerves, I think, because you can see it coming out of him, you know, first time out on the pitch in a Nemesis game, and you can see it's getting to him a little bit. So they just gotta control that team, and you know they had good spurts there, and they just gotta bounce back.
I don't disagree. I think the Melons were playing a little bit slow in comparison to probably how most teams have seen them play throughout the season. I know Midnight for sure is definitely a much faster player, but sometimes, you know, you can only be as fast as the slowest player on your team. And I'd like to point out here, Speed, I hope that I was saying this guy's name wrong, right, and you were saying it wrong, Icarus, because if his name is iCarry, he did not carry. However, we will see moving forward if he is able to carry or if Icarus is going to remain at the bottom of the stat leaderboard for his team. Midnight trying to make something happen here. Draxus going to take it away from him. Icarus sends it up and over. Bigcdubs ready for it in the mid, down to Draxus. Draxus trying to follow out of the corner, trying to get it through Midnight. Unfortunately, messes his own pass up there. And Oos, oh my, Vanos coming out of the backfield and finding the upper left 90.
Yeah, great play right there. Patient, waiting for them to make a mistake and just pop it out to him. And, you know, great shot placement as well. No one's going to be able to save that. So great start right there by the Banshees and keeping this thing rolling in their favor.
And less than a minute gone for their first goal. Melons standing at 3 unanswered goal. Icarus trying to get a clap back, but unable to get it through the Banshees defense as Vanos is going to send one down. Icarus gets the touch into the corner, but he can't get it through Bigcdubs. Draxus is there, but he gets an awkward touch, not able to do anything with it. Tries the back pass, Vanos narrowly missing, but is able to stick with it. Bigcdubs trying to find the cross in the center field, but doesn't get the touch he's looking for. As Midnight sends it off of his own backboard. Oos trying to get the clear out, but Bigcdubs going to put it back in Melons' zone. Melons know at this point, Speed, that they really don't have to play as fast as they normally would. They really just need to not allow Bigcdubs to... Melons need to not allow Bigcdubs to get those goals, honestly.
That's really what they need to do, and a lot of it is offensively, they're not doing too much as a team, and they're not getting those big clears, and with them not playing fast and being able to work as a team, you know, it's causing their rotations to be slow as well, and they're just not in the right place at the right time right now. It's not something the normal characteristics you see out of this Melons team, so it's really surprising to see this happen to two of them.
Yeah, and it is really unfortunate. I'm not 100% sure what happened with Yukio, but for whatever reason, he was unable to continue playing for the Melons. Hope everything is okay with him and everything is well. However, the Melons are visibly suffering from this loss, but they still got time to bring this back. 2 minutes and 45 seconds in game number 2 here. But even if they end up losing it, but Oos gonna start the comeback off, finding the first goal for the Melons here tonight.
Yep, great timing right there. Half the game left, now only down 1. And look at that, Midnight and Ooze working together, a little team play, getting it going. Just as I said, they need to start working together and try to find each other instead of just trying to go for these solo plays. And it'll work more in their favor, especially with the slower gameplay that they're trying to play.
Yeah, I think that you're probably right about that. And hopefully for the Melons, that first goal, sometimes that first goal lights a fire, and it looks like Midnight is definitely has that fire lit as he goes for the bump on Bigcdubs, can't find it. See, Bigcdubs going to get the clear away. But Oos out of the midfield, sending it down, but it bounces off of the top of one of the Banshee players into the corner. Vanos with a big clear. Icarus bouncing it off, leaving it for Midnight. Midnight up to follow as he pops it, gets it past Bigcdubs out of the corner. Oos is there, but can't find it. Icarus trying to get it as third man, but it gets pinched and sent out. Drax is going to miss his touch off of the wall. Oos out of the corner, trying to get it through. Midnight missing his touch, leaving it for Icarus. Icarus going to follow it up off the sidewall, bangs it, trying to get it off the backboard. Vanos with the touch to send it across the net. There's nobody from Melons there quick enough to react to that. Bigcdubs sends it out. Midnight going to make the block in front of Vanos. Draxus and Vanos going to touch cars there for a second, but Bigcdubs going to make sure that nothing too bad happens. A minute 20 seconds left on the clock here, Speed. Melons only down by 1, looking better than they did in game number 1. And I think that they have what it takes to pull it back here.
They do have what it takes. They started to work together. They had a good section there where they had pressure for a good 30, 40 seconds. They lost it for a little bit, but now they're back in the offensive zone. They're looking to attack, and they definitely just need to just focus on what the task at hand is, and that's just tie it up before the time clock expires.
A scary exchange there as Banshees almost getting a third goal, which might have been the nail in Melon's coffin here in game number 2 of this series. Oos puts it into his own corner. Oos coming off the ceiling, trying to follow it. He's going to dunk Bigcdubs and keep the ball out of dangerous territory, but oh no! Draxus going to get a dime from the corner out to Bigcdubs there.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Icarus had to push that down a goal, trying to look for the clear, and just got beat. And, with previous Oos and Midnight already committing, left the goal wide open for an easy Banshees third goal. And with 20 seconds left, Melons now have a tough call to try to step up and avoid going down 2-0.
True, they need a goal, and they need it right now in the final seconds of this game. They need to be able to reset to the kickoff and then get a goal off of the kickoff. But with only 5 seconds left, it's looking pretty impossible for them at this point. And Banshees are going to take game number 2 here. Move forward. Oh my, almost getting one for the road there. But Banshees moving forward 2-0 in this series right now.
Yeah, Banshees honestly have just outplayed the Melons so far this series. You see it there. They had a total of 9 shots compared to the Melons 2. And, I mean, they didn't even have enough shots to outscore the Banshees. So they got to get this offensive rolling. They're not playing bad defensively, allowing only 3 goals. That's doable to come back from. But, they have to get this offensive rolling. You can't expect to score more than your team if you don't have more shots than their goals.
Yeah, that's true. It seems like the Melons are almost I don't know what the word to use, almost like broken, almost like they just can't function. I know that they're a better team than this, but and not to say that Icarus is not the move. He may very well be the move, but as you pointed out, it hasn't been very long since they picked him up, so they haven't had that much time to build chemistry with, where the Banshees have been running this lineup for, I think, a majority of the season, if not the whole season. So they have all that chemistry backing them up. But we'll see here in game number 3, as we move into the Coliseum, if the Melons have what it takes to start this reverse sweep, or if the Banshees are going to be able to close out the sweep here in the first round of the play-ins. And Draxus going to start us off in 19 seconds, get the ball rolling for the Banshees.
And if you're Drex there, you're happy. You know, you put it on target, good things happen for you. But if you're the Melons, scoring an ult goal to start game 3, already down 2-0, already kind of struggling, that could be a big momentum change already from what's already we've seen in this series. So, you know, still early, but you know that could have a lot of impact for the rest of this 4 minutes of the game.
It very well could, but we'll see if the Melons can pick up the pieces, get at least 1 goal. You know, they want to take the lead here in regulation, try and force this game number 4, get their first win of the series, and not be closer to being out of this entire situation. Draxus out of his own corner, gets bumped by Icarus, not able to follow the ball as it's left pretty much in Melon's territory, uncontested. Vanos missing his touch on the ball, but had enough time to swerve and get back to it before a Melon's defender could contest it. Midnight missing his touch, but it gets left for Oos as he 50s in the midfield. Midnight gets another touch. Icarus sending it up off the backboard, and Oos is there, but his shot gonna go just a little high and bounce off of the crossbar. And you know, Speed, if you are Oos right there, you have to be reeling from that missed shot.
I know he is. I've been in that position, and I am, and I know he is, especially down 2-0 right now. As it doesn't matter, though, because Midnight and Oos connect once again, and they're going to tie this up and give them some life here in Game 3.
Melon's showing us that they are not entirely out, and they are ready to start making their comeback, tying us up. And hopefully, for the folks at home watching and for the sake of the Nemesis content, they are able to pull it back, but Bigcdubs not interested in hearing any of that as he comes barreling through, finding the back of the net, and Banshee's second goal here.
Yeah, Bigcdubs, he doesn't want to miss a chance at a sweep here in the play-ins and locking up that 7 seed, and he said, I got this, I'm going to put you guys on my back, and that's what he's done so far this series.
Yeah, as I mentioned at the beginning of the game, Bigcdubs, Vano's gonna just slot that past the last defender there. What a heads-up play from him.
Yeah, Vanos, right spot at the right time, able to make a great catch, and then slots right past the last defender. I don't think they were looking for that quick of a shot, and, you know, it definitely paid off in their favor.
Yes, it did. Now the Banshees are up by 2 with a little under 3 minutes left on the clock here. Bigcdubs coming off the sidewall, trying to get more offensive pressure going. But as I was saying there, Speed, before Bigcdubs cut me off, or excuse me, before Vanos cut me off with that goal, Bigcdubs, he can smell the blood in the water. You know, he wants this win. Last season, he was in novice with the Spitfires, and some IRL stuff happened right as the regular season was ending, and so he could not make a playoff appearance in his first season here. But Midnight and Icarus are gonna keep it going, finding the Melon's second goal and breathing life back into this team.
And I think that's honestly really big for the Melons. Not only did they get another goal, and they're only 1 down with a little over 2 minutes to go, but Icarus got involved more. He got his first, he got his first goal. He got his first part of this team going, and that can really start opening this up for this Melon squad.
Yes, it could. With just a little over 2 minutes, Bigcdubs trying to find another goal. Not able to, though. Icarus is going to cut the rotation and get a contention on the ball. Draxus stays back, but it's not enough as Midnight is there to clean up the shot from Oos. And that was a good shot from Draxus. I'm not sure if we lost you there, Speed, but that was definitely a heads-up play.
The Melons are starting each other. That's going to be big for them.
Are you back with us there, Speed?
Can you hear me? Am I back?
I can hear you. You are back now. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty there, but if you just want to run us back through, we didn't hear anything that you said.
I was just saying that's huge, scoring 2 goals within 20 seconds for the Melons. They're starting to catch on fire a little bit, and they just got to keep that rolling now.
Yeah, I fully agree. They are definitely on fire right now. They've hit the zone. They are feeling it, and this is exactly where they need to be mentally and physically to pull this game back here, as they have a long road ahead of them. They need to win this game and then the following 2 games in a row without dropping a single one. Oos gonna make it happen too, as Banshees drop the ball on the defensive end there and allow Melons to take the lead.
You can see it in the Melons. They're playing faster. They're playing quicker. They're turning sooner. They're making more challenges. They're hungry. They're feeling good about themselves. They're confident, and it's showing right now. They just got to hold on to this game 3, minute to go, and start the series over. They just got to play one game at a time now.
That's all they got to do. One game at a time, one goal at a time, and they are currently up by 1 goal with only a minute left on the clock. And Oos with a nice pass there as Midnight tries to come in and get it, but Banshees, good defense, are able to send the ball away from the danger zone. Midnight 50 and through 2. Oos trying to put it on, but Draxus gets up and in front of it in time. But Oos going to send another one downtown. Bigcdubs back for it. Midnight not relenting on this attack. Midnight up, finds a touch against Bigcdubs. Oos up as well, but can't 50 through the last defender. And oh no, disaster strikes as the Melons just push up a little bit too hard. Vanos going to take advantage of the counterattack.
Yeah, the Melons feeling a little good. Kind of bit them there. They both wanted it. They both went up. And obviously double commits never usually work too well for a team. And Banshee's able to capitalize on that with 20 seconds to go. And this is anyone's game currently.
This is currently anyone's game. Melons throwing that away. It's got to feel bad. Oos popping it up for Icarus, trying to follow Icarus's touch off the backboard, but unable to. With 5 seconds left on the clock, it's looking like we might have our very first overtime here in game number 3. Yes, there you have it. Speed. This has got to be, not got to be, this is the best that the Melons have played in this series so far. They have finally found their groove, and just like that, it ends. Vanos getting the touch in the midfield. 4 seconds into overtime. Banshee's going to close this one out with a sweep.
Banshees close it out. Vanos said, we let you have your fun. We let you believe that you were going to make this comeback in game 3. And he just took it away with them within a second. And that's heartbreaking for the Melons. It really is. But luckily for the Melons, they still have one more game to go to try to get themselves into the playoff position.
Yes, that is quite lucky for them, as they got to walk home the losers here tonight. Banshees moving forward into the next round. They'll be playing against the winners of the Gladiators and the Jaguars, which I believe is happening on Wednesday.
So Banshees move into the 7th seed. So Banshees move into the 7th seed. They're going to take on number 2 Velocity, and the loser Melons will face the winner of the 9-10 matchup, which does take place on Wednesday between the Gladiators and the Jaguars.
Gotcha. That makes a lot more sense. And that's going to be a pretty interesting matchup as well, to round things off in the plans. But hey, congratulations to Banshees there. They really came out firing. They really played their hearts out, and they got a clean sweep out of it.
They did. They played really well. Definitely surprised me that they played that well with how their end of the season went. So, I'd be scared if I'm Velocity, after watching this performance. I'd be scared to know that they're coming in hot off of a sweep in the play-ins, and now they have to go up and take down a hot Banshees team.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be a tough one. Not going to lie there. But, hey, they can probably get it done.
Underdog story. We've seen one last year, and Banshees wouldn't be surprised if they go on that run, but also wouldn't be surprised if, Velocity, they're really hot right now too. So I wouldn't be surprised if Velocity, with being such a good team, are able to put Banshees stop them right in their tracks.
That may very well be true, but that is a scenario for another time. I believe that will be our playoffs will begin next week, if my memory is serving correct. This week will be solely pretty much for the play-ins of the different leagues. Speaking of which, our next... Oh, yes. speaking of which, we have an interview here. Of we got sounds like we've got Vanos that's going to be coming in here. The goals goal winning goals. I don't know how to say it. He's the guy that scored the goal that won the match for the Banshees. And if we and it looks like here he is, Vanos 1093. Welcome to the booth and congratulations on that win here tonight.
Thank you.
I gotta say, Banshee's looking really good right there. Let me ask, was there any point that you thought, hey, maybe we're not gonna sweep these guys?
Um. No, not really. That never really crossed my mind. What I was just focused on was winning. So if we did lose a round, oh well. We were just focused on making sure our rotations were good and not giving them any open nets or like free goals. So
And that's fantastic. Y'all almost lost it there in the third game. They were almost able to force a fourth game. They even pushed y'all into overtime, which you scored the goal winner there in overtime. I know that had to have felt good. What were the comms like whenever you scored that goal?
um, just excitement. It was just overall excitement from how we played because we have been trying to work on our positioning and rotations, and it all paid off in this match. So hopefully, we can continue the train going all the way into playoffs.
And Speed, you got anything that you want to ask this man?
So with that win, Vanos, you now are heading as the 7th seed, going up against the number 2 seed against Velocity. What are you looking forward to in that match? What's going through your mind? What's going to be your game plan?
Well, what we're trying to focus on is positioning and rotations because we believe that we can beat pretty much most of the teams. It's just that our rotations and positioning is what really gets us. So just good rotations, but getting bumps in whenever we can, and if we do it right, we can win. Just
And
not
that you
not giving up free goals. So
Yeah, that you can win. You prove that tonight. Getting the sweep here tonight. Um, you know, Great for you guys. I'm excited to watch you guys go through and play your next matchup. And you know, I'm really excited for the rest of your season as you put a great show on tonight, and I can't wait to see more.
And I got just two more questions for you here, Vanos, real quick. I'm looking at your roster, and I'm seeing Flying Highs on there. Well, Flying High is kind of a name that's known around here a little bit, but I didn't see him in the lobby. What's going on with him? Are we gonna see him make an appearance here in the playoff plans?
most probably it's just that tonight we decided to go with me, Jackson, Big C. So it's just how it went. But we tried to play as more of a team, as much together as possible. It's just that whenever we're on our winning streak, we decide to kind of keep with the same people.
Yeah, I
So
fully understand that. Every team's got a little bit different the way that they order things, the way that they do things. I'm sure you being quote unquote the lowest MMR on the team are, happy to be a part of a four-man squad. Some of these teams just get a fourth man and they stick them on the bench the whole time.
yeah, if even if I was on a bench, I wouldn't really mind. But hey, I get to play and it's fun, so that's all that matters.
I 100% agree with that sentiment. And Vanos, again, congratulations on your win here tonight, moving forward into the playoffs, securing that spot against Velocity. I wish you the best of luck in your playoff run. But this is pretty much going to wrap us up for the interview. Thank you for giving us your time and coming up here and talking with us.
No problem.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much going to wrap us up for our first match here. But as I stated earlier, we're going to take just a quick little break here. You don't go take you a little bathroom break, get you a snack and a drink or something. And whenever we come back, we're going to be moving into the rival league where we have the number 7 Blaze going up against the number 8 Hydra. I'd like to thank everybody for showing up and joining us for our kickoff for the playoffs here in the Nemesis Gaming League season number 6. And Speed, thank you for joining me here in the booth tonight to kick this great event off.
Anytime, Psycho. It was a pleasure, and I am so excited to watch the rest of these play-ins tonight.
And it's going to be fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back for some Rival League action you don't want to miss.